Okay, so just to finish up that slide we were just on, our fifth degree is called quintic and third degree is trinomial again. So I just wanted you to get those two words in there as well. And when you're all set, push ahead to slide 8. We're about halfway through this pear deck. The first part was looking at classifying by degree and number of terms, and now we're going to focus on adding and subtracting polynomials. So when we're adding polynomials, we just combine our like terms. So we look for the whatever has the same variable part. For example, x squared and 6x squared, they have the same variable part of an x squared. Think of it as like their last name is x squared. For this next one, this has an x and a 2x, right? They both have an x to the first power, so we can combine them by addition. And then finally, if we have constants, we can just add, subtract those numbers. Subtraction is the same idea, but the first thing we always want to do when we're subtracting is we want to distribute that subtraction sign. So we have to be careful with that. It doesn't matter as much with addition, but with subtraction, we have to make sure we're changing the signs before we start combining. So let's get some practice in on slide 9. So add polynomials. We're going to focus on addition first. We will drop the parentheses, and then we're going to combine what we call like terms. Combine like terms, and then put your answer in standard form, like we've been looking at with the past examples. So first, when we drop the parentheses here, we get 3x squared plus an x minus a 5. And then we have plus an x squared plus 6. And I'm just going to kind of put a little line right here to keep it separate. And I'm going to zoom in. So we can combine 3x squared with an x squared. They both have that x squared. They're like terms. 3x squared plus x squared is 4x squared. We can combine x with another x. 1x plus 1x gets us 2x's. And then we combine -5, -5 with +6, which gets us 1. And at this point, it is in standard form because our highest exponent is a 2, and then a 1, and then a 0. 4x squared plus 2x plus 1. So that is a quadratic trinomial. Over to the right, let me zoom in a little bit, and we'll start to rewrite this, dropping the parentheses. So we have 6x squared minus x plus 3. Then we're adding, so we can just put a -2x plus an x squared plus 7. Just rewrote exactly what we have here without the parentheses. Now to start combining, we have a 6x squared and a 1x squared. So that gets us 7x squared. We have a -x and a -2x. -1 minus 2 is a -3x. And then we have +3 plus +7, which is going to get us 10. And again, it's already in standard form because we're starting with our biggest exponent and going in order to our smallest. So that's adding polynomials. Drop the parentheses, combine like terms, write your answer in standard form. Once you have everything you need here, push ahead to slide 10. And we're going to look at 2 more examples for adding polynomials. I'm going to draw a line right down my slide to give myself some space. And then I'm going to go to my pencil, pick a color. We're going to drop the parentheses. Even though we have 3 groups of parentheses here, that's okay. Just same order, drop them. And then we're going to start combining like terms. So we have 5x cubed minus x plus a 2x squared plus a 7 plus a 3x squared plus another 7 minus a 4x plus a 4x squared minus an 8 minus an x cubed. So to put it in standard form, it's easiest to start with the biggest degree, right? Which is our x cubed. We have a negative x cubed and we have a 5x cubed. I think those are the only two. So 5x cubed minus 1x cubed is going to get us 4x cubed. Then after the degree of 3 comes a degree of 2. So we have a positive 2x squared, positive 3x squared, and a positive 4x squared. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9. So we have a total of 9x squareds. Then we'll look at our x to the first powers. We have a negative x and a negative 4x, which gets us a negative 5x. And then finally we have 7 plus 7, which is 14, minus 8, which is 14 minus 8 is 6. So that's plus 6. And now we've added them all, and we're in standard form. Beautiful. Same thing on the right side of the screen. I'm going to rewrite this problem without the parentheses. So we have a negative 8x cubed plus an x minus a 9x squared plus a 2 plus a 4x squared minus a 3x cubed plus 1 plus 8x squared plus 4 minus a 2x. That's a long string of terms. Our biggest exponent looks like a cubed, so let's start with that negative 8x cubed minus 3x cubed, which is going to get us a negative 11x cubed. Going to those squared terms next, we have a negative 9x squared, a 4x squared, and an 8x squared. Negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5, plus 8 is positive 3. Feel free to use your calculator with these too when you're working with the negatives and the positives. We have a plus x minus 2x. 1x minus 2x is a negative x. And then finally, we have 1 plus 2, which is 3 plus 4 gets us 7. And it's already in standard form. We are all set. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's look at the next slide, slide 11. When we are doing subtraction, before we drop the parentheses, we have to distribute the subtraction sign. Excuse me. Sorry. Then we combine our like terms, and then we'll put our answer in standard form. So, what does that look like? For this problem, I'm going to rewrite it so it's a little bigger. So we have x squared minus 8 in parentheses minus 7x plus 4x squared. So what we need to note here about this problem is we see this subtraction sign, but it's subtracting the entire parentheses. So it's subtracting a 7x and it's subtracting a 4x squared. So the first parenthesis stays as is, x squared minus 8. But we have to subtract 7x, so it's a minus 7x, and subtract 4x squared, so it's a minus 4x squared. So that's distributing the parentheses, distributing the subtraction sign. Now we can just combine our like terms, which is this 1x squared minus 4x squared, which is going to get us a negative 3x squared. We have this negative 7x, but no other x terms, so we just minus 7x, bring it down. And then we also have this -8, no other constants, so we just put -8. Beautiful. So looking at that subtraction sign, we need to, again, subtract 2x squared, subtract a -x, subtract a -4. And when we distribute that subtraction sign, all of the signs in the second parentheses change. So the first parentheses, like we said, stays the same. So we have 3x squared minus 5x plus 3. And then we're going to subtract a 2x squared. Subtracting a -x becomes a positive x. Subtracting a -4 becomes a positive 4. So notice how all of these, this parenthesis was 2x squared minus x minus 4, and it became -2x squared plus x plus 4. So when we distribute that negative subtraction sign, all of the signs change. And we have a 3x squared minus a 2x squared, which just gets us an x squared. A -5x plus an x is a -4x. And 3 plus 4 gets us 7. Going to do a little more practice here for subtraction, and then we'll be done with the pear deck. So push to slide 12. Distribute that subtraction sign. So all of these 3 terms are going to change signs, okay? So our beginning stays the same, -2x cubed plus 5x squared minus x plus 8. But then we're going to have a negative 2x cubed, so that's going to be a positive 2x cubed, a -3x, and a -4, which gets us a positive 4. Start to combine. A -2x cubed plus 2x cubed cancel out, and we actually have 0x cubed. Then we have a 5x squared, and that's the only x squared, followed by a -x and a -3x, which gets us a -4x. And then 8 plus 4 gets us 12. Beautiful. Over on the right, notice that subtraction sign. We have to distribute the subtraction sign. So our first parenthesis, we can just drop the parentheses and write it as is. 12x minus 8x squared plus 6. Then we have a minus a -8x squared, so it becomes positive 8x squared. Minus a -3x becomes a positive 3x. And then we have minus 4. Combining some like terms, we have a -8x squared plus 8x squared. They're going to cancel out again. -8 plus 8 is 0. So then we have 12x plus 3x, which gets us 15x. And 6 minus 4 gets us 2. Beautiful. Hopefully you're feeling okay with this. Once you're all set with this slide, push to slide 13. 13, we got some mixed examples. So for the first one, we have addition and subtraction. So I would write this all as 3x cubed minus 2x plus, this can stay the same, this -4x plus an x squared. But then we want to distribute that negative, so we get a -5 and a -4x cubed. And that's what you're going to be simplifying there. Slide 10, distribute the negative of those 2 parentheses and then rewrite it. So try these 2 on your own, and then there's the check-in slide on 14. Make sure you're filling this out too. This is important. Okay? Y'all got this. Try this practice, and I'll see you in the next video.